Hello everyone, we are joined by an FTC team called Krakens. So how can you guys describe yourselves? Like what do you do generally? What is FTC all about? And what was your contributions to the FTC community?
So we're the Krakens. We were opened in the 2018 season as the third team from our area, Misgav. And we are 15 team members. So something that's really cool about our team is that we were actually one of the first teams in Israel, but then we closed, and this year, or not this year, 2 years ago, we opened up, and that's how we got our team name. And it's something that's really important to us to like live on the legacy of the original team, since it was one of the first teams in Israel.
So my main question is like, when was the first team originally established?
The first team, like the one that we were originally, was established in 2011, but after all of our members moved to an FRC team as they grew, the team had to close down.
How do you describe FTC? What is FTC?
Romy wants to explain.
Okay, so basically FTC is like first tech challenge. What we do here is like we experience a lot of things in our team, and we start the year by like getting new group members, and we try to bond our group as much as we can, so that the year like we can work better together. Okay, we can.
I think one of the main differences between FTC and FRC are just, I guess, the way that the game is played, since there's so many different aspects, like field and game itself, what we can use and what you guys can use building the robot wise. But a lot of things are also alike. For example, the vision and mission of First is alike, and the way that teams interact with each other is very alike as well. So although that there are some differences, we're also very alike to other first teams.
Moving on with another question, we would like to know more about your team structure. Like, are there any sub-teams? What is the structure like in your team?
So our team has a few sub-teams. We have a sub-team that works on everything that doesn't have to do with the robot. So engineering notebook, outreach, all of our media, things like that. So that's one of our sub-teams. Another sub-team we have is CAD, for just CAD, like using CAD to, like the sub-team of CAD. They work on, like with, what's it called? SolidWorks and Inventor to computer animated design the robot. We have programming, which programs the robot, and we have the build sub-team, which builds the robot.
So yeah, I have a question in mind. A friend of you, I think, Romy, said that you work together better, but isn't it hard, assuming that you have a larger group than what we see right now? Isn't it hard to kind of like give quote unquote orders to specific groups and them to complete and get on task?
I think that it is harder, but like Romy said earlier, the more that we bond, the better we can work together, because there's this sort of connection that comes even from outside of robotics. And if you get to know a person really well, you know how to work together, and you know how to give orders to specific people, who's going to be able to do something the fastest, who's going to be able to do something in a way that would be most effective for the team. So the more that we're organized with that, and the better that we know each other, the easier it is. But it is really hard sometimes to find what some person can do, else can do.
Right.
My question is, how do you spread first in your region or in your country?
So Sheer over there, she said that something we really try to do is we try to go out in our community and to communities that are harder to reach, like other countries that would need help with that, or in general areas that aren't as exposed to STEM. And we try to go there and explain to them what we do is a first team and is an FTC team, how we operate, and we teach them as much as we can about STEM, so that as many people as possible can interact with it.
That's great. That's cool. Thank you.
If we need to move on, I have a question, and we would like to ask, how did you manage this time? Like during this pandemic, we were all quarantined, and what are some things that you have done, achieved?
One of the biggest things that we did during quarantine was we tried to prepare as much for next season as we could. So we tried to organize our drive, and we tried to organize our ideas for outreach and for specific things throughout the team. And another thing that we did was we opened a coalition for first teams from all around the world so that we can have as big of an impact as possible.
So I have another question. You said that, in 2011, the main group was established. So do you find it hard to live up to that kind of name, assuming that you're carrying a name that was used before?
It's not too hard since the team was only open for around a year. Like it was only open for a season. So there wasn't too big of a name that teams that are only opening up now or in the past few years we have to live up to. However, when the team was open, before everyone moved to FRC and it had to close down, so something that they did was they really, really tried to work as hard as they could. And we have talked to some of the original members. And although we're not really carrying their legacy since we don't have the same number, it's still really important to us to work hard and to have achievements so that we can honor their name.
Right.
And lastly, we have one last question for y'all. We were asking for like some advices for our like other FTC teams that are out there. So if you want to give like a general answer or like a couple of lines from each member, however you'd like.
So I'm just gonna like summarize what my team
Sure.
thinks. Something that's really important is to put in as much effort and motivation as possible, and to find things that will motivate you throughout the entire season. So for some teams, it'll be just finding smaller things along the way that can motivate you. For some teams, it's going for a specific award and saying, I'll do everything I can to get it. So it's really different for each team, and each team should find what work ethic works the best for them. And with the work ethic, try to motivate your entire team as much as you can so that you can get to where you want.
Well, thank you for that. I think we are done with the questions, or do you guys have anything to add? We could also go on.
Like, how do you work with all of your team members since FRC are bigger teams? So how do you find ways to make sure that everyone's involved?
We're kind of distributed based on like if a person is more talented in like personal relations or like has a talent for foreign language, we kind of put them to PR. So first things first, we ask like, what are your talents? What can you do willingly? Based on that, we kind of sort down to teams like PR, mechanic, coding, and on and on. That's the reason in my eyes, we're an effective team. And it's really important that we know what person that we're working with is taking.
Yeah, that's kind of it for us. I mean, it is kind of similar, I think, with FTC at that part. Yeah.
We try to create personalized jobs. I think that's the summary.
How do you motivate your teammates to do the best that they can and to work as much as they can towards your goals?
As an answer, I think like we never give work to teammates if they don't want it. Like we also have teammates like who always wants to do the stuff that we give them, but if they just don't want it, they're like, can we change this? And we always change it because it is important for us to to know that someone is doing something they want to. So we never have something like that in our team actually.
Beside being colleagues, we're friends. That's the reason we kind of guess like what the person wants and what he or she's kind of involved in. That's the reason, even with that later on, sometimes maybe a person doesn't have enough time to do that job. That's the reason we sometimes have to change it. If they approach us, we do our best to help them out.
Thank you. I think you should come to Lim. So Moreau asks, during all of quarantine and this period of time, how have you worked together as a team so that you can bond? If you've done anything like that.
As you can see, we use Zoom for our meetings, and we use online collaboration tools like, I don't want to make advertisement, but I will say that, Miro and Google Documents. And we gather on Zoom weekly, then we talk about how can we work better.
And like we've been making like streamings online and stuff like that. Yeah, we have actually managed a lot as PR. I think we have done quite a lot. So yeah, that's kind of it.
Is there any option that I can take like a picture of the screen to post later?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
No problem. Of course.
Co-hosts, do you have anything to add or any questions?
I think we're all like done with our questions.
For the guys, do you guys have anything to add?
We have one more question.
Yeah, please.
How do you meet new teams and how do you build bonds with teams from around the world?
So does anyone want to take the question or?
I mean, we
I've
do
spoken so
quite
much.
like we do a lot of different things for our like country. We actually talk most of the themes and we're like already bonded with them since our theme has been like running for a lot of years from now. But globally, I think we have bonded pretty much over like the streams we are doing right now and over actually regionals and stuff like that. But if you guys want to add anything, I think that's.
I mean, yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just generally, we seek out more than what we currently have. We always trying to go that extra mile, and that kind of forces us to go, not forces, but enforces us to go more than our country. And we're also like meeting new people, like every other group. And yeah, meeting and trying to improve our community and our team is a big goal of ours.
I want to give an advice. If you guys use Discord, you can join some servers about FRC, about eco-first, and robotics.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Excuse me, your voice kind of cut off.
Do you have anything else to add or no?
I mean, we would like if you want to tell something to the audience, sure, go on, and then we could like cut it off after that, I think.
So Sheer says that.
Yeah, we can't hear you. No, can't hear you.
Sorry, my Zoom something happened, but Sheer said that something that a lot of people should know whether or not they're in FIRST is that FIRST is a really fun place and you can meet a lot of new people, and if you're not already in FIRST, you should join because it's really fun.
Yeah, same here. Do the same thing. So yeah, assuming no one wants to add anything else. Your friends, do you have anything else to add? Zainab, John?
No, we're good on our side.
Yeah, I think we're good too.
So yeah, thank you for joining us. It's been wonderful meeting you guys officially now, besides Instagram. And to the dear audience spending your time watching this, we'd like to thank you. We hope you have a great one. Stay safe and take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.